Hey everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Toolbox, where we are on a mission to end type 2 diabetes one family at a time through education, support, and empowerment. I'm your host, Renee Reid, emotional eating and diabetes lifestyle coach and yoga teacher. And on this show, I share tools and tips to help you lower your blood sugar, lose weight, and feel your best without restrictive diets or hours a day spent in the gym. So, grab your water bottle, take a deep breath, and let's dive in. Today, we're talking about why small habits beat big changes every single time. You know, here at the Diabetic Toolbox, our mantra is progress over perfection. And we say this a lot because it is so easy for all of us to forget that even the smallest win is still a win. Those tiny victories like choosing a better breakfast, taking a short walk after dinner, drinking one extra glass of water, or, like I did today, drinking your water before coffee. I think I'm going to do a podcast on that, so stay tuned. Might not feel like much while we're doing them, but over time, they will build the foundation for our lasting change. And when life gets tough, and believe me, my friend, it will, those steady wins will help us to keep going when we feel like quitting. So let's talk about something that can really interfere with us taking those small steps. It is the comparison trap. It's something we've all suffered from or struggled with at one time or another. We live in a world that has perfectly curated social media feeds at our fingertips. And so it's easy to feel like everyone else has it all figured out, right? We see someone share their meal plan, their fitness routine, their morning smoothie lineup, their meal prep. Oh, the meal preps are the reason I had to get off of Instagram and TikTok. And the fact that half my day or evening would be gone before I knew it. But anyway, I digress. We see these folks making these beautiful meal plans, right? And instead of us feeling empowered, sometimes we might feel like we're unaccomplished, overwhelmed, and ready to quit. And do those plans work if you try them? Yes, they do, for a little while. But trying to make such big changes can sometimes backfire. So I want to tell you why, or share with you why I think you should think small and remember that change doesn't happen in giant leaps. It grows quietly through small, consistent steps. So let me tell you a quick story. I have a client, Elise, and Elise fell into that diet trap of skipping breakfast. She thought that if I skipped breakfast, then I would skip out on those calories and that would help me lose weight faster. Who has not done that before? I know I'm raising my hand. The problem is that by noon, her energy would crash and she'd reach for something sugary to help get her through the day. So instead of overhauling her whole diet or even telling her, stop eating, missing breakfast, we started small. She had one goal, and that was to drink a full glass of water before her morning coffee. That's it. That one tiny habit became her anchor, and it reminded her to slow down and to be mindful, to make better choices for herself and for her family. Within a month, she noticed that she had more energy, and it wasn't because we made a huge change. It was because we built on something that she could grow from, something that was easy for her to do consistently. Small habits create stability, and stability creates confidence. So, I had to look this up. I had to make sure that these micro habits were actually science based. I like to say that our podcast and our workbooks are backed by science and created in love. But there is actual science behind this. Research shows that micro habits, those little actions that you repeat each day, reduce your overwhelm and increase your brain's sense of progress. Every time you follow through on a small habit, your brain releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical that helps you to stay motivated. And when you stack those tiny wins over time, your stress goes down, your consistency goes up, and your blood sugar starts to stabilize. So let me share with you a few small wins that you can try this week. If you are using a glucose monitor, keep it visible. Seeing it reminds you that you need to use it. Lay out your walking shoes or your workout outfits each night because it makes it easier to get to them and reduces the overwhelm of what am I going to work out in today. Prep one snack like sliced apples and almond butter the night before. Remember, it's not about doing everything, it's just about doing something. Starting somewhere, no matter how small, is going to get you to dynamic results. So today, my friend, I want you to pick one 2-minute habit that makes your health journey easier. It might be refilling your water bottle. Maybe it's checking your glucose before dinner. Or maybe it's simply taking a mindful breath before you eat. Whatever it is, start small, start simple, and start today. So before we go, I want to tell you another little story, and this is my story. I've shared it before, but I love sharing it because I want you to understand that I know exactly where you're starting from, and I want you to know that if I can do it, you can too. So it's 2017. I'm leaving my doctor's office. She tells me that you're pre-diabetic. I know what diabetes does to a person and to a family because my mother was type 2 diabetic and she lost her battle to the disease. I was overwhelmed. I was afraid. I was angry. I got some pamphlets and very little information except, maybe we'll start you on some meds to help you get your blood sugar levels down. That was it. So I went out into the world and tried every diet that you could imagine. I was 245 pounds. I was just swollen from the inflammation in my body, and I hadn't worked out in months. And I felt ashamed because I was the person that other people turned to when they wanted to get in shape or lose weight. I was also ashamed because having seen the effects of dieting on my family, I made it a point to tell my girls and my boys that we don't diet. We eat healthy foods. And that was it. But I was trying to lose weight quickly, and so I was skipping meals. I was, eating prepackaged foods, drinking the 2 shakes and having a meal at night. And it worked for a little while, and then it didn't. I was so overwhelmed. The weight was, I was losing it. It was coming back. I was losing it, and it was coming back. And finally, I decided that I was just going to walk. Now, I, for the longest time, had been a runner. And I thought, I don't want to walk. But that 10-minute walk saved my life. Literally would put on my shoes, my tennis shoes that were, tucked away in the closet, and grab my dog, and we went out for a walk. And then the funny part is that, well, not so funny, but I was overweight and he was overweight. He was an English bulldog. He weighed like 82 pounds, and the vet was telling me he has to lose weight. If you know anything about English bulldogs, the heavier they are, the harder it is for them to breathe. And in that Georgia heat, he was struggling. So we would go out and we would walk for 10 minutes. And that was all I had. And I did that for a couple of months. I didn't even want to tell myself, well, we're going to increase it. I just said, look, we're going to do 10 minutes every day. And after a couple of months, that 10 minutes turned into 13 minutes and then 15 minutes. And a couple of years or so later, I walked a half marathon. I didn't wake up that day after my doctor's appointment on 2017 and decide to walk a half marathon. My knees would not have made it. But it took me a while, but I did it. And I just want you to know that wherever you are on this journey, whether you've just been diagnosed or you've been diagnosed for a while and you're starting to run out of steam, just try something small. Just something small to keep your energy up, to keep your spirits up, to keep you going in the direction of your wellness goals. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you are ready to start building a new habit, I have a new free gift for you. It's called the Crave Buster Guide. It is a gentle 3-day sugar reset made with real food and no restrictions. It's designed to help you take that first step towards fueling your body again with energy, confidence, and calm. And you can grab your free copy by clicking the links in the show notes. I hope you share this episode with someone you love who might need a little encouragement this week. And let us know in the comments or on our blog, what's one tiny habit you're committing to today? Just one. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I will talk to you soon. Have a beautiful day, my friends. Bye for now.